Matmos, in my opinion, should definitely be considered one of the most important acts in electronic and experimental music. It's absolutely amazing that Matmos have been able to keep their creative energies up and keep them cutting edge so far into their career.
Oh, I love it!
Hey guys, like and subscribe.
You guys are great.
Why did I invite Matmos into my studio? This is
You mean, why did I invite cynical old people onto my YouTube?
So if you guys want to play that game, I heard you guys used to play with Bjork. Is that true? My name is Brooks Kostover, and I'm an oil painter. And today, I'm here with Matmos.
Hey, I'm Drew. I'm Martin.
And I just forced them to do that. So the way things are going to work today is I'm going to be showing you the different stages of how we're going to accomplish this painting. And while we're painting it, I'm going to ask you guys a series of questions.
Gosh, I love oil painting. It's so much better than acrylic.
Yeah, well, it's true though. So now it's about time for the first question, I think, guys. What would you guys say is probably the most interesting sound that you've ever used when making music? I'm gonna ask you first, Drew.
So I'm gonna go with human fat from a liposuction procedure.
There was a door in Sweden. Like the entire opening of the door was like.
The sounds of everyday life are already music, and you just have to kind of slow down and pay attention, and that you'll get it. And
It doesn't necessarily even have to be transformed. Like, what if it's just already music the way it is?
What would you say, in your experience working with Bjork, was the what stands out to you as the funniest moment you had with her? Like, you laughed, like belly laughed, like this is so fucking hilarious.
I think there was a time when Comme des Garçons delivered a dress to Björk, and she spent a really, really long time trying to put it on, and it was basically so avant-garde and bizarre because it consisted of a bunch of like tubes of fabric and metallic hoops that there was just basically no way to put it on. Like, it was a completely incomprehensible garment. So
The epic tale of Bjork not being able to put on the dress. You're probably one of the only people in this world to have not seen her wearing a completely insane outfit.
I don't think I've ever seen her not wearing an insane outfit.
Oh my god!
No, I mean, she really wears cool.
Even to sleep.
I've never slept with Bjork.
And that's where you fucked up. Because Mr. Mouth, he eats oil paint. Yeah, that's how you rub your brush off. He's a hungry, hungry boy.
That is
and
terrifying.
I've trapped him here. He's not allowed to leave, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so, alright, perfect. Clean, let's go.
Okay, sorry.
So, when I teach, although it's never been in academia, I think that I always am learning something from the student. And it's one of the reasons I teach, because I feel like by teaching you learn something, not just from the students, but from yourself talking to the students. But is there any one moment in particular that stands out to each of you where you learned something profound from a student that you could not have come to find on your own? I'll start with you, Drew.
So I had a student tell me about a kind of thinking called assemblage theory, and I found it really interesting, and it's a way of imagining that everything is composed of other subsidiary elements, and it's just a new way of imagining what are the bonds that bind together the things of this world. So check out assemblage theory if you're curious to learn more about it. People like Manuel DeLanda and Deleuze and Guattari have talked about it.
I have no idea what any of that means, but I'm a stupid oil painter.
Certainly, students turned me on to, just dumb stuff like plugins that I had never heard of, and working methodologies, like specific, like, no, dude, go to this menu item and pre-render that before you move on to the, that kind of thing.
I love it. Yeah. So we have plugins and we have philosophy. Yeah. You can learn anything from your students. All right, next question. So, you're in your studio and something explodes, catches on fire. Each of you can only grab one thing. What would it be?
I would grab the acupuncture point detector that we use to make our song with that device because it has a lot of sentimental value to me.
Okay.
Well, I would take the computer.
There's a fire! Get the fucking computer!
Well, I expect that's a pretty common answer in America these days. Like, yeah, nothing else really matters but the computer.
I have a new Soft Pink Truth album on that computer that's not mixed down yet. So if I was smart, I would take the computer.
So while you're carrying,
But you have a good heart.
acupuncture point detector, I've actually got your album.
Yeah.
That's the difference between us.
What is one of your most interesting celebrity encounters?
I once talked about cold cuts with Natalie Portman backstage after a Bjork show, and it was one of the most awkward conversations in my life because what do you really say about cold cuts? And it was totally my fault. Like, I brought it up because I just didn't know what to say. It's like, yeah, you're Natalie Portman, you're insanely famous. Hey, I like these cold cuts.
I rode in an elevator one time with Tom York, and I thought he was one of our lighting people. I was like, "What's up? How's it going today?" And he also looked at me like, "The fuck are you talking to me for?" I was like, "Whatever, dude." You know, like, because he didn't say anything. Like, "Whatever, asshole. Like, fine, don't be friendly." And then he got out of the elevator. I was like, "Oh, that's why I know his face, because it's on the cover of every fucking magazine right now." Like, he's not a lighting guy.
Okay, Martin, so what is your favorite word in the English language?
Comportment.
Comportment. All right. Why don't you go ahead and say it right now?
Comportment.
For the next minute, I'm going to need you to use these paintbrushes, not to paint, but to on anything you want.
Okay.
And you are going to use his favorite word to create the song with him. How about that?
Sounds good.
Is that what music concrete? Am I getting this right?
Yes.
Okay, all right, cool. All right. I present to you now for the world premiere, Matmos Comportment, the 1-minute improvisational act. People just don't understand art nowadays. No one understands art. No one, except Matmos.
Whoa. Hey, that's me. Wow. Good job, Martin. Thank you.
I couldn't have done it without Brooks.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Painting with Brooks. If you want to learn how to paint, then
He's your
And
man.
you've got a Patreon, don't you?
wait, is Matmos doing a Patreon plug for me right now?
Hell yeah.
You have a Patreon? What is it called? Painting with Brooks, by chance?
It doesn't matter. If you want to learn how to oil paint, just keep watching the videos, supporting, subscribe, and click the bell notifications on. I love you guys. Love having you here. And Matmos, thank you so much for coming out.
Thanks, man.
Killed it.
You're a good teacher, Brooks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Martin. Until next time, guys.
Peace.
Later.
I was stuck at a crossroads.